Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to the Rush Hour podcast. I'm Andy, one of your co-hosts. And first, we got to shout out our sponsors who help support us and give us a little cash. But also, we can help you save on some of these great products and support us. First off, we have Live Large. They're located out of Ohio, and Live Large makes really awesome apparel, and they're big supporters of the powerlifting community. So check them out. Use code PENSON to save. Next, we have Zone Smelling Salts, makers of the strongest ammonia ever. They have some options that I can't even touch, but they also offer a wide variety from mild ones, the medium ones, and the hard hitting ones. My personal favorite is the Zone Dry. So head to zonesmellingsalts.com and you again use code PENSON. I have one too, but go ahead and support Chad. And last but not least, Iron Rebel. I'm personally biased because I'm part owner, but we make high quality powerlifting and bodybuilding gear and apparel. And check them out at ironrebel.com. And again, use Penson to save. This will give Chad some kickback. So shout out to Chad and hope you guys enjoy the podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
How
No,
do I change that?
no, I don't see you.
Oh,
Oh, there you are.
mention.
There he is.
Dude, are you in the dark?
Oh, it's 8 o'clock here. It just got dark.
Oh,
I'm in
yeah.
my work. I'm in
Oh,
my
you're in your
work
truck. Oh, okay.
What, are you in your bathroom with your sauna and California things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not this is actually just in my like living room, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sauna
Just
in
get
your
done eating avocado toast or Chad, you're ugly.
Yeah, it's hard to keep myself up.
Yeah. I hear you, sister.
Too much energy.
It's probably gonna be too dark, huh? Let me see if I can. We got a freaking night light.
No, we can see you. It's fine.
Yeah.
Your orange shirt helps.
Sweet.
Oh shit. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's better.
I was hoping I'd be home by now, but I had a little late start today.
It's all right. Has anyone told you kind of look like Jason
Don't
Kelce?
say it.
Okay.
Oh, Jason Kelsey. That guy's a monster.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say something silly like
Oh
Kung
no,
Fu
Jason
Panda
Kelsey
or
to me.
something.
No.
I just watched a podcast with him. That guy's freaking smart as shit. And that
Yeah.
Eagles coach buys him beer every year. They got him like 10 kegs last year for staying, keeping his contract. I was like, I need a coach like that.
Damn.
Just
Doing a wager with 10 kegs.
just pay you in beer.
That'd be nice. Anyways, what's new, Chad? How you been? Still rehabbing?
I'm pretty much 100%. I'm just weak as shit now. So, but we're working our way back. I got a little meet signed up for in May. I'll kind of just get my feet back in.
Florida, or are you guys planning on moving again? Because I heard you were getting sent somewhere or something like that.
I'm getting out beginning of next year. I'll be doing a little internship to get out of my contract early. But we're gonna stay in Florida. My wife likes to, well, not necessarily likes it, but she wants to stay in the area for a little bit before we take off.
Yeah, yeah. Nick or Kevin got a hold of you about what they want to do about the Florida boys. They want to make a T-shirt.
No, no.
Yeah, it's gonna be like the NWA record label. It's you, me, Craig, and Shane, Florida boy style.
It's like something in the Florida water makes it all
Yeah,
squat like fucking crazy.
D-ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was telling Shane that I was trying to, once I get my legs back together, I try to shoot out in that area.
and squat with you guys. We'll squat with them, and then probably shoot you one weekend. Squat out there with you guys too.
I wouldn't bring that Maserati around Daytona.
I've driven everywhere.
No hubcaps left when you get done here. That's this rough part of Florida over here.
I'll ride it through Memphis first. If I can make it back home with it for a weekend, I think I'll be all right.
Just rent a car just to make the trip down there.
Well, I'll take Bria's car. She's got the fucking SUV that's got fucking limo tent on it. You can't see shit.
Yeah, so you need that shit down here.
Yeah.
How far away do you guys live from them?
It's like 5.5.
It's like 5.5. Yeah.
No, that's not bad.
That's the only part of Florida I haven't been to. Like, we've been all over the Gulf side, and I got cousins in Sanibel. Like, we've been all over there. I just haven't made it up to the Panhandle yet. But that's, I mean, I'd much rather drive up there than go to Miami, though. Miami's 4 hours, and that's just hell. I hate that stupid town.
Thank you.
We discussed that last time, yeah.
We were in agreement.
It's ridiculous, man. I don't even want to visit. You know, like when Alex invited me to Ghost this year, I'm like, yo, you can put me on the roster, it'd be all right, man. You know, who knows what's gonna happen? But hell, I competed 5 times last year, and I was like, I don't want to do anything in February. My plan was Pioneer, so I didn't even want to go. And then Doug from our gym asked me to come wrap his knees, and I knew John was doing it. So good to see all the boys and whatnot again. And like, I just told Alex, I was like, you know, it's great. Like, you spend $1,200 on a freaking Airbnb, another $1,200 on shit to get through the 12 weeks, and you go horrible traffic just to have a chance to win $5,000. Like, I don't want to put myself through that kind of stress. Like, it's just horrible, shitty location. Whatever. I hate Miami. I'm just a grumpy old shit. I'm like 3 weeks out, and I have nothing good to say. So this will be interesting. Sorry, fellas.
No, you should have listened to our previous podcast. Me and John complained about Miami the whole time. The traffic, the people.
Yeah.
It's hands down probably the worst place to have a meet. Like, to travel to prep for, to stay in.
Get around.
Because you can't even enjoy Miami until after that shit. By then you're beat up and you want to say fuck it.
Yeah, so, exactly.
At least I want to say fuck it. I don't stick around more than the day to recover and get the fuck back home.
Yeah, well, hybrid, we went straight down to Key West. I was like, give me the hell out of this town. Like, I got nothing to do, like, till Wednesday next week. Just give me the hell out of this town. Like, I don't care where we got to go. Just out of Miami. Yeah.
Wait, so Chad, you think you're 100%? No pain, no discomfort at all?
Yeah, I can leg extension my ass off with bands and weight. It's been fun. I've squatting with the camera bar. I got up to 505 yesterday for a triple, and it was no issue. I did notice I was like a little nervous because I had like some pre end of lift thumb sitting in. And I was like, oh, my legs were sore. And then I was like, I'm just being a pussy. So, and then it was fine.
Yeah, not used to that volume too. That's been the thing that's like been holding me back these last 2 weeks, anyways. Just anytime I go over like a set of 5, it's like I'm miserable, and I can only imagine with you sitting as long as you have been. It's like, this is part of the process, man.
I dropped it to triples yesterday. I was doing 5s, and I was like, all right, I want to feel some weight, so let's drop the expected rep scheme a little bit to build some confidence. And about a couple of weeks, I'm gonna drop the weight again and build some more volume up, because I'm not gonna go with a prep for this next meet. It's just kind of a progress check. So I'll push it, but I won't push it, you know.
Wait, Dan, when did you do more than 5 reps ever?
I'm talking like benching.
Okay.
Shut up, Andy. Did you do more than 5 reps? That's a good question. I don't think I've ever done more than 5 reps in anything over 700.
No, it's not worth it. Chad, you hear that, Chad? Stop trying to do reps over 700.
I don't think I've ever done more than 5 reps over 700. I'm just saying. So we're in the same.
Quit acting like Joe Sullivan.
you were attempting to, then what happened? Yeah,
I was
now
gonna
here we
stop
are.
at 4 or 3. I was gonna
No,
stop at 3 or 4.
stop it. Stop it.
I think I'm
That
gonna make my
thousand,
threshold a double.
when I did that 1,000 for 4, it took me like 3 days to even walk again.
Oh god.
Like that was stupid. And even like it gets that way when I get close. Chad knows that 1036 or 1058 like folded him in half. But like anytime I get close to 1100, like people like would talk about this whole thing with Thor, so all this nonsense. Like great, but honestly, I don't want to do 2600 again. Like that's miserable on your body. Like
Yeah.
if I have to, I will, and I'd love to. Like let's go, but man, it sucks. Like the 3-4 days after, and then the training up to it, it's like, man, this is rough. Like I said, man, I'm just 3 weeks out. I'm still that grumpy asshole. I know next week I'll start crying in the shower and everything will be fine.
No, that's real
That's
life, man. That
that's
shit
like
hurts.
the timeline of your prep, you know. There's different phases, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
First couple weeks you're all happy. It's like it's good. You're feeling some heavy weight again. Then the soreness starts whooping your ass in the middle, and then you just want to kill everybody at the end and die.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like
Everything
great
hurts.
until I'm great until like 8 weeks out, and then from like 8 to 4, I just want to kill the world, and then 4 to 3, I just want to lay in bed and cry.
Now, were you worried about traveling for the Arnold so close to the meet, or it was kind of like borderline, or you kind of had to go, or
I
wanted to
wasn't even
go?
gonna go. Oh yeah, I wasn't even gonna go to the Arnold. I was trying to stay away from going, and then Thor reached out to me about training, and then Strength Co. said that they got that prototype deadlift bar that they made for me, and I was like, all right, let's go. And like I kind of slid in and slid out. Like I actually flew into Dayton, which is about an hour away,
Uh-huh.
but my hotel was even 20 minutes away from downtown. So like I just kind of stayed away. And like I caught a bunch of hell Saturday night because everybody was in the bar watching the fights, and I was just drinking water, hanging out. They were like, "Oh, we're buying you a beer," and I'm like, "I'm driving." And then like and then like 20 minutes later, they're all standing outside and they watch me get in my Uber, which I was like, whatever. Like I just didn't feel like partying. Like it wasn't. It
Yeah.
was my scene, and 2 years ago, I'd been all over it. Probably the drunkest one there, but it's just like I got bigger fish to fry than worry about being hungover tomorrow.
Yeah.
Shit like that. I guess I'm getting old.
Dan's grown up. Wow.
I'll never admit to that.
So nowadays, since you're in prep, you're still drinking a few beers though, right? Or you cut that down now?
Yeah, bike week got over last Sunday, so Friday night it was raining. I didn't do anything. I just worked on my car in the garage, and then Saturday I cut out early, trained, and then yeah, we got a massage, and then hopped on the bike till I had a couple beers. I was pretty drunk, but I was home by 10:30, just because I get worried about like the next day more than anything. I knew I had to go to work, and it's like I'm feeling pretty freaking old, but it's just like it's not worth it to tie one on. Plus, I drive for a living. I try to get DUI. That's been crossing my mind a lot more recently. Just like kind of like my job. Don't mind it. The benefits are great. So just little shit like that. The shit that I never worried about 10 years ago is like I feel like my dad more and more every day.
Maturity or some shit.
Yeah. uh, and then just like seeing people fuck up their lives and stuff like that. It's seen a lot over here in Daytona. So it's like, I don't want to say I'm better than that, but I feel like my life deserves better than that.
Yeah. And your wife?
I saw, I'm not shying away from the persona because everybody associates me with drinking, and I still do, but it's just like a lot more regulated than it ever has been. I'm not getting smashed and acting like a jackass all the time.
Yeah. No, I've always associated you with beer, but not like getting hammered all the time. It was just like you're just able to
Yeah.
just drink beer regularly, like I drink soda or something, but
Yeah.
make that part of your life and not affect your lifting. But
Yeah,
that's because
exactly.
I've never gotten drunk with you. Only this guy over here. He gets tied up, fucked up after every meet, and we gotta like
Only after
carry
I
him
don't
around.
I don't even drink like at home. I had a pack of White Claws, which I know bitch drink. I don't give a fuck, but I had them for like 6 months almost, and it took us forever to drink them. I just like said, "Fuck it."
Yeah,
I got
Yeah.
bottles in my fridge now. I'm
that's
just
why
like,
you get so fucked up because you never drink, and then when you do, you just go ham.
yeah, I'm like, and I could drink. I can still give me a few shots in before I'm fucked up, but I'm gonna have a good time because I don't party except post meet, and I get to see all my fucked up friends. So
Yeah.
Right.
yeah,
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's. I mean, I feel like and you kind of earned it. It's like I just put my body through hell for 12 weeks. Didn't drink, didn't party, and now, hey,
yeah.
let me tie one on. It's time. I'm trying to feel good right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of White Claws, have you had the clear ones?
They got clear. What?
Yeah,
Like
they're
the
clear.
bottle?
They taste. No, they taste like water. It's the same bottle, but it just says clear instead of like not flavored bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I drank 23 of those one night. Holy shit. Oof. That was worse than a freaking wine hangover.
Well, what does it taste like? Just like
Water. It tastes like water.
I just don't
Yeah.
understand how you can drink that volume of alcohol. Like that's why I drink shots because I can drink beer like not feel shit, but and then again, I can't drink it fast.
I think Dan has a bigger capacity than you.
I'm twice as
Inhaling
fast.
that shit, man.
Just a little bit.
I'm literally two of you, Chad.
But
And
then
like,
again,
I'd go through a 12 pack, no problem. If I had food prior, I could go through 12 pack and like kind of not feel a thing, like nothing at all. But like if I don't eat, like sometimes I'll do that on purpose, like not eat before, just so I can have like 4 or 5 beers and get a nice little buzz on. But
Yeah.
like if I eat, I'm drinking all night until like I'm sober again. It's like this pointless. And during bike week, beers are $6 a piece. It's like this is stupid. I could drink at home for less than this.
fuck that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I work too hard for my money to be doing some shit like that.
Let's circle back to the Arnold real quick. So I didn't know about the whole deadlift bar thing. So they made a deadlift bar and they're trying to like make that a commercial thing or what's going on?
Yeah, yes. Grant with the strength coach, great guy. He's
Oh yeah.
actually super awesome. He's out there in California, but yeah, he's been fooling around with some bars. Wants to kind of corner off the market of American bars, but it's like it's so hard with yeah with the powerlifting world, and I've expressed this to him, but he just wants to try to get another deadlift training bar out there for people. This one's actually the end sleeves are like 4 inches longer, so it'd be a little easier to load the plates, but it's actually 28 millimeter instead of normal 27. Same tensile strength, same weight rating. A great bar, but it's just different in your hands than a regular deadlift bar in my eyes. And I heard you guys discuss the whole Kubiaki and Texas bar. Like you can't. It's like trying to reinvent the wheel. You're not gonna defeat the Texas bar. It's been around for 20 years. It's a great bar. And I don't mind the Kubiaki bar either. I just it's whatever. I don't even think about it when I go into train. I just whatever bars on the platform I just pull with. So if you don't let yourself have an excuse on what bar is what and which one you need to train with, you just go in and do it. It's a lot easier to do it that way. Plus, I don't know, look at Pete Rubis. You got deadlifts on a squat bar. It's like okay, but no, yeah. Grant's trying to make this just get it in the market and it's something American made, which we both totally love. And yeah, we tooled around with it there at the Arnold. A bunch of people pulled on it. A bunch of people liked it. It's going so good. We got some few things to change and try to keep going from there. But yeah, just it's all a process.
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem is the kabuki bar. There's a lot of variation between the Cerakote, Cerakote, and then
Yeah.
the type of finish there's like the bare steel one, and there's the black oxide one, I think, and they all
Yeah.
feel different as far as in the hands. Like the bare steel one, brand new, it just cuts the shit out of you.
Oh, big time.
So yeah, there's a lot of variants there, but yeah, I agree. I mean, the Texas LFR, like it's really consistent, and then it's been around so long.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
Kabuki bar is more expensive, like less people are gonna have it. But yeah, you're making a new bar is gonna be hard to get it into the rotation.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about that too. Grant knows that what to expect and whatnot. I just told him, I was like, hey, if we're gonna do this, you're gonna have to give me like 10 of them to hand out to the right people, to get the word out, to get people moving. Because it'd be training wise, or it could be even we try to get it in some meets, see how it goes. And yeah, it's just another step forward, I guess you could say, is what we're trying to go with it, and just try to get something else on the market. Yeah, you're not going to go wrong with a Texas bar. I love the Texas bar, always have, always will. Yeah, it's the same as it feels. I did like what you guys said the other day about keeping the ones on the platform a little bit used. I never really thought about it, and then like I was noticing even at the ghost meet, like they had some older bars. So I was like, oh, this is kind of smart.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the bars it meets. So.
No, what they should make is another squat bar, because like the new Texas squat bar sucks.
Rogue squat bar.
Yeah, the Rogue squat bar, but like no one knows. Like they're not as well known. I don't know why. And the Kabuki squat bar, the older first generation was solid, but nowadays they're whatever it is now, it's not as stiff and solid as it used to be. It's still whippy a little bit. But
well,
I mean, Dan, for you, Dan, what bar do you like? I mean, you're the one who squats the fucking most.
Oh, honestly, if I get a pick, it's going to be the Sports Craft. And I know you guys probably haven't even messed with that, but that's the 30 kilo. That's monster bar.
Right.
Yeah. We got one at
as
our
far as
gym.
traditional 55-pound bar, which one do you like?
I don't like the Texas one, but I squatted on it the most out of the 55-pound bars. And you just gotta, even when walking it out or just going in the mono, you got to reset twice, because the minute you pick it out of the mono, it's going to start oscillating, and it's like, man, what the hell? That's the worst part about it. Walking out is you got to reset 6 times. It's like, oh god, how many more breaths do I have to take, or how my belt's tight enough? It's just a pain in the ass. And then if you don't get the whip right, I learned that.
You got to time it, yeah.
Yeah, 2015. If you don't. That's why I try to be slower going down in the hole, and then hit the hole harder to get that whip coming back up.
Yeah.
That's really helped me a ton, but it's still whippy. Yeah, the new one. I'm pretty sure Rogue is making all of Kabuki stuff now. So I don't know. I was actually like super surprised with the Rogue deadlift bar, how I felt like locked in on that bar, and it didn't even seem like the knurling was that aggressive. But that was the first time I ever pulled on it, was with Thor there at the Rogue booth. So that actually really surprised the shit out of me.
Well, also that was like the fastest you ever moved that weight. That was ridiculous.
I was pretty fucking pissed, but yeah. It's just, it had nothing to do with him. And everybody that's talked to me about it, it's like, how'd you like Thor? I was like, hey, I honestly wish he was a bit more of an asshole. He's so nice, so welcoming, super cool. But like, I just think if he was a little bit more of a prick, then I'd have a little more fire under me. Not saying that I don't already. Just people like that coming out of the woodwork, and then like getting to know the real side of the story of like, I don't think he's going to be getting real close to me, but he has the potential. So, good luck. Yeah, I think 2600's okay for now.
Now, when is he planning to do that?
December.
December?
Yeah. he wants to do that in December, and then like he wants to do the Arnold Strongman in March next year too. And it's like, man, if that's pretty big plate to fill, especially to just come off the whole boxing thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm signed up for a meet in October in Australia. It's a gym called One Strength over there. They got a pretty big pot. It's like 25,000, which is like 18 in our money. But yeah, they're going by Wilkes. So I saw that and I was like, hey, let's go. This would be awesome. So the director got a hold of me. He's like, yeah, we'd love to have you come over, blah, blah, blah. And I was mentioning that to Thor, and I guess Marcos, the guy that runs Pro Raw,
Yeah.
is supposed to be setting up a meet for Thor in December in Australia because Thor knows everybody's already talked shit about him doing it at his home gym, just like he did the 501.
Well,
Which,
yeah.
you know, that was neither here nor there. It's like a deadlift. You could, you'll see if his hips are locked, see if his knees are locked, and that's good. He's just like, it's not like he was squatting with a low camera angle. It's
Yeah.
but I also get where everybody else was coming from too. Home gym, dad's a judge, whatever. So yeah, he mentioned that, and I was like, okay. So I got a hold of Marcos on Instagram, and I'm like, hey, I think we might need to have a discussion. And he's like, oh, I agree, we do, and then didn't say anything. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck, man? Like, am I prepping for October or am I prepping for December? Because I really am not looking forward to it, but I'm really not going to let this guy try to take my world record without a face-off challenge. Just
For sure.
the competitive person in me. Yeah, so it's still up in there. I really don't know, and I just kind of been really focusing on the Pioneer more than anything.
Yeah, so I guess is he not doing big dogs anymore, Marcos, and he's just going to do?
Yeah, it kind of faded with COVID, and I
Yeah.
don't know. I know Emod was the one that runs the Pro Raw, and Marcos ran the Big Dog. But they were like kind of partners on it all. But I don't get in the mix of it, and I just try to, I guess, stay in my own lane when it comes to that stuff. I don't get details, whatever. I talked a little bit to Dylan Hellriegel. He's actually doing the October meet. Him and I were going back and forth talking about that. I was pretty excited to, get going for that. But I mentioned something to him about that. I was like, do the guys at One Strength and Marcos not talk? Do they not get along? Like, why can't we just combine this?
Yeah.
And make it one huge meet? And he's like, yeah, I don't think they talk that much, so I don't know. It's still kind of up in the air, which, why would you not want that? That'd be literally like half Thor going against me head to head with the, 5 other guys with the biggest totals in the world. Like, that's going to make powerlifting history, just like Big Dogs did every year they had it. So it's like, let's get this going. If we're going to do it, well, I'd at least like to know, but not just.
Yeah, and the sooner the better they figure out that details. Otherwise, they won't. If they wait till the last minute, it's going to go to shit and not have enough marketing time.
Yeah. Right, and it's like the plane tickets are $10,000. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about y'all, but I have to save up a little bit for that.
Dan, I will
party.
Dan, I will pitch in to fly you over there, but they gotta make it right. They gotta get their shit together.
Well, those guys from One Strength, they were like, hey, well, your handler, yeah, no problem. Bring you both over. We got a guy that'll do it. I'm like, he's like, yeah, I'll send you a box of t-shirts to wear some of your training videos and just plug us whenever you train for the event. And I'm like, hey, this is awesome. We're both winning here. This is the way it should be. Thank you. Finally, a meet director that gives a shit.
Yeah. Well, what you might have to do is force call out Thor, not in a bad way, but like, hey, this is the meet I'm doing. All the reasons for him to do it, and be like, hey, the ball's in your court, and like, hey, you have 6 months to prepare. Like, let's this is what I'm, because if they don't come together and then combine the meets, then just be like, this is what I'm doing, blah blah blah, and then kind of force his hand.
Yeah, and Ed Cohn was talking to me a little bit about that too. He's like, oh, technically, Dan, you're the one with the record. So,
Yeah.
if something's going to happen, it's going to be you're going to have to say something to him. So I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I could. But Thor and I did talk about, the drama and bullshit. Because I told him, I'm like, hey, I'm not Eddie. I'm not going to jaw at you all day long. I'll
Yeah.
probably punch you first, but I may need a high stool, but whatever. But and he's like, no, yeah, I could tell by your nature, you're a really nice, calm guy, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, whatever I say on the internet, don't take it to heart. If there's something that I'm concerned with, I'll just message you directly or call you on the phone. I'm like, okay, great. He's like, but if you want to put some dramatics to it for the internet, then we can. I'm like, say less, man. That's going to be good for both of us. So, yeah. So I get that. And yeah, it might have to come to that. But when Tate and when I had that table talk with him, which that was an awesome podcast. Even going up there and training him was pretty sick.
Yeah.
But he put a lot of things into perspective, because I still got I don't want to say a bad taste in my mouth, but the whole new kids coming in and whatever was just really irritating, the entitlement and bullshit
Fuck them
we all
kids.
see. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And
Fuck them kids.
Dave, after we got done squatting Saturday, kind of pulled me to the side and he's like, you're a top level power lifter. You see all the top level bullshit. And he's like, that's the powerlifting you see. But here's what I see. This is powerlifting. And he's like, this is Tom. He's 81 years old and he's been powerlifting since powerlifting started. This is Katrina. She's about ready to do her first meet in 2 weeks. We're all a community in here. He's like, this is powerlifting, not the bullshit you see. This is powerlifting. Put it in a big perspective to me of yeah, maybe I don't need to pay attention to all the bullshit I pay attention to. Just kind of stay in my lane and do my own thing too. So just yeah.
Yeah, and then anytime we all get together, there's never drama. We just that's powerlifting to me. What I love about it,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
No, and that was one of the other bigger reasons that if I went to Ghost Meet or if I went to the Arnold, just because I get to see people that I don't normally see all the time. And some people I enjoy being around. So yeah, there is still quite a bit of people in powerlifting that I love hanging out with, or just even being in the same room with.
Yeah, and most of those young guys, we've been around long enough. They come and go, and they're just good. Yeah.
Flash in the bucket.
Yeah.
Yep. In and out.
Bye-bye. Andy, you got any plans next?
The American Pro.
Ooh. Should be a good one.
I don't know how old are you, Dan?
36.
Yeah, I don't know how you compete so much a year.
Last year was rough.
That was crazy.
Bad.
Yeah. Well, you went from 2-3 years ago. Oh, I think I'm gonna retire, and then compete 5 times.
There was two meets in there last year to where the one was I did deadlift only, and that was at my gym, and so I didn't have a place to deadlift that weekend, so and that worked out. And then there was another one here in Florida, down in Port St. Lucie, where my buddy Corey was like, "Hey, this meet is nothing but new lifters. Would you come do it just for me?" And I was like, "Corey, say less." And just seeing the kids' faces light up on the day, and getting pictures and signing autographs and all that kind of stuff. Everybody's so happy to share the platform with me. I was like, fuck. It's just damn, this means more to me than putting up any total I could, on a big platform or competing with the other guys that are, good guys, but just kind of got their head on their shoulders a little bit different than these new kids coming in. It's damn, that was awesome. So
yeah.
I mean,
that's not really competing. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. I wasn't going full bore for sure.
Are you full bore for Pioneer?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Ish.
Hopefully. Yeah. We had had a little glute strain and some piriformis tear last weekend, so I got a booty full of GH and TB 500 right now. But yeah, it's not so horrible now, but like I couldn't barely walk around Sunday afternoon. So yeah, it's just gonna be a strain. So I'll roll the dice. Still gonna open at 914 and go for 1,025. You know, I got one more heavy day left, so yeah, I've never really backed out of a meet, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go put my cards on the table and do what I can do. Plus, you know, the week before, Jesus is gonna be at the Sheffield, so I don't know what kind of fire I'm going to get off of that, and I don't know how he's going to do either. He's aiming pretty well, but you know the IPF and that crowd, and it's going to be interesting to see how he ends up. I know he's well capable of 2,500, but with that rule book, it'll be interesting.
Right. So
Strong.
Your last meet would be, or not meet, last squat would be next week. Heavy one.
Yeah. My last heavy pulls this weekend, which looking around 400, 405. Not real sure with the way that 870 moved. I think I could get close to 9, but I don't want to kind of blow my load early. And then my last heavy squat would be next weekend, and then shut it down from there. You know, mobility, bench opener, close grip. I already got 2 massages scheduled. Just try to keep my full range of motion. You know, just the tightening up that comes with the last 3 weeks has been pretty rough. It gets progressively worse the older I get, it feels like. 'Cause before, I wouldn't even worry about it. You know, I'd stretch out before me go to town. Now I'm stretching out for like 2 weeks before me. It's like, God.
Yeah.
Feel a cripple.
What's like the most challenging thing physically? Like, what I mean is like is it mobility right now, or is it like, do you have like obviously your glute, but if it weren't for that little injury, is it like your knees, your back, or a combination of things?
I've been pretty good about low back. Like it was a pain before, and I think it was you or Swede Burns said something about the Yobamine or taurine to help with the
Taurine.
back pumps.
Yeah,
taurine. Yeah. I remember you mentioned that on something, or maybe it's when we were talking. But I've been pretty good about that for the last 2-3 years, just trying to stay away from it. I think as much as I move around for my job, it kind of helps with mobility and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's just the biggest thing for me is just staying hydrated, and then focusing. Like now, I dropped 13 pounds in the last 2 weeks just because, you know, orals are kicking in. Got no freaking appetite. Everything's to the max. It's a little warm down here in Florida, so I'm not like don't really got time to eat. Plus, I'm not hungry, so it's just like I gotta focus on that more than worrying about numbers.
Yeah, it's crazy that even someone at your size, it's hard to like have an appetite.
Yeah.
Yeah, this shit affects the way this affects us.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I've been pretty focused on that. So it's just like oatmeal in the morning. I make sure I eat it no matter, because I've never been a breakfast person. Now it's like I have to eat every morning, make sure I eat my oatmeal. And then it just seems like the rest of the day I'm not hungry at all until I get home from dinner. And even then, like, Kristen made a big dinner, and I'm like, eat a quarter of it and not even hungry anymore. It's like, what is wrong with me? Get on the scale the next morning and I'm 2 pounds lighter. It's like, God, this is horrible for you, Dad. You know what you're doing wrong. Just eat more, you dipshit. It'll make my dots go up, so it's all good.
Because you need that.
Yeah.
Have you tried spacing out the doses or splitting it?
Yeah, I mean,
or no?
To an extent, but like usually, like now, I'm just doing 20 milligrams in the morning and 20 milligrams at night.
Okay.
I mean, but yeah, yeah. So that's where that's been at. But like, I'm on no, it'll be Friday. It'll be my 9th day. So then I'll go off for 6 days, and then go back on for another 9. Just that keeps the water off me from all the D-ball shit. I've noticed that over the years.
So you like D-ball for your oral?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. D-ball and then Anadrol on heavy days, but like 14 days out's when I'll start Halo, and that's just 10 milligrams a day. Within meat day, it's like a fucking cocktail.
Pharmacy.
Yeah. And then with the glute thing that I got going on too, I had a couple beers Sunday, and I was like, I need to take some more. And I was like this. And then Monday morning, I woke up. I was like, man, that was a horrible idea, Dan. What are you doing? It's just like 10 years ago, that was something you would have done. Now it's like, oh, you just wasted half a gram. Like, what are you doing? Yeah.
Whatever. So what are you shooting for besides that, the 1025 bench?
606 will be the bench. Just trying to time my PR. Bench has been going really well for me.
Yeah.
But I know October, December, probably gonna try go upwards 1017 or 617. So I want to keep it like that. Like, I don't know. I got all my numbers wrote down right here. It's my center console on my truck. And like, I just keep those so I can see them every day. It's like in my mind, just like something I keep on me. And I wrote down 1124, 617, and 903. So not even PRing on my deadlift, but I'm more focused about 1,200 kilos.
Yeah.
So maybe, yeah. And then like for the wrapless ones, 1025, 600, 903, 2529. I think that'll be, I mean, with the way Jesus is looking, he could probably hit those. So that might change some things. But yeah, 1025, 600, 606, because the bet's been going good. And if Dead's going, I'd really like to get 920, but I think I'll still try to take 903 on my second. And that way I just have the total locked in.
Right.
Yeah.
So you mentioned
roll the dice.
You mentioned Jesus. What are your thoughts about him?
He's arrogant and young. That's it. I mean, I get it. You're strong, and like right now, you're the poster child. And Ray was there once, and we all looked up to him because he was cool and humble and a really good, genuine dude. And he's a poster child, and it's gone to his head. So, fuck them kids.
I haven't really heard him talk. I mean, I've met him, but I haven't even heard him talk on like podcasts and stuff. So I don't really know his personality or his arrogance. I haven't seen that. So.
Shoves the whole natty thing down your throat like 30 times. I listened to the Massnomics podcast with him, and like, I don't know. I should be saying this, but even they admitted, they were like, we tried staying away from talking to him about steroids, and he just kept saying how he wasn't on steroids. So it's like every US APL kid, they just get so mad when they, oh, I'm not on steroids. You just get mad, or they want to keep telling you that they're not on shit. It's just like, okay, we get it. No one cares. Like the Jurassic Park guy, that little meme. Like, no one gives a fuck. So it's just like, who gives a shit, man? Nobody cares you're not on drugs. Sorry you can't take a needle. Sorry mama raised a bitch. Whatever. Like, I was on steroids before I started powerlifting. Relax. I didn't have a choice. Like, sorry. I like life. Fuck off.
Damn.
This is gonna be just full of great sound bites.
I'm already noting them in my head. Chad, you've been so quiet. You got some questions?
Oh, you've been on the road, man. I feel like you could be like a professional interviewer today. Your shit was
No, Dan's always good at interviews. So.
that I was over here looking like, oh, I got some dumbass questions. But these are good and serious. So I'll just shut the fuck up and color for a minute.
We'll get the serious stuff out of the way. Now we can get some dumb shit.
He didn't. He even sent me that. He tagged me in this post earlier, and I looked at it, and then it said it had the anonymous questions on it too, and I was like, Chad, this is dumb. And he didn't even look at my reply to him. I was like, man, like, you're going to do anonymous questions. You know, it's going to be like, oh, how much dick does Dan suck before meet day? Like, it's because you give somebody to hide something behind a keyboard. It's just
we don't have to ask them. We don't have to ask them, Dan.
But wait.
But knowing Chad, he's going to. Little dipshit.
I shit you not, you didn't get one fucked up question in the anonymous thing. The only thing, actually, all of them weren't even really questions. They're like the pre-generated shit. The only one you got was who in powerlifting do you dislike the most besides Wheeze and why? Well, I don't even like Wheeze. Well, I don't dislike him. I don't know the fucker. But
you don't dislike him? Do you know how much money he should be making off of powerlifting? How many people he's got into the sport?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Now I was like, what's happening? Now I get it. Yeah.
Now you remember, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was the day I started. Yeah, that more. Like,
that's the beginning of fuck them kids. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly how it started.
Wow.
But that night I took my first 20 milligrams of Halo, and I woke up the next morning, and that was on my phone screen. And I just blew, like, my blood was boiling laying in bed. It was so bad. And I was like, whatever. We're going to let this shit fly. I don't even give a shit. But I got to say, I mean, those fuck them kids banners, that put quite a bit of money in my pocket, so I ain't mad about that.
Exactly. Thanks, Wheeze. Thank you, Wheeze.
No shit. Yeah.
Shout out to Wheeze.
But it's funny because I know a lot of them say that shit to get clout, but in a great way, it helps you get clout monetarily.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I do think they do think that. Like,
I just think it's funny that they're.
I mean, obviously, like, between all of us, we have helped get some people into powerlifting, but I don't expect compensation from it.
Yeah,
or
like, people see me lift weights. They want to lift weights too. What? I don't understand.
Yeah. Every time somebody says something along those lines, like, "Hey, can I pay you what I owe you?" Blah blah blah, and I was like, "Hey, just pay me in PRs. Let's go." You know, like, who gives a shit? I'm just trying to be a good person. Like, yeah. It shit's ridiculous. I don't expect nothing. You know, if I'm coaching you, that's a different story. You're getting my time. But, like, if I help you get into the sport, like, cool. Great. Keep going.
Yeah.
And that was the only anonymous question that we got. The rest of them was like, what's your favorite color or some stupid shit? And
blue.
This ain't the kind of podcast.
Just name some fast ones or some easy ones if you want.
All right. So somebody wants to know why the patented hop after deadlifts. And actually, I want to know this too.
Oh, yeah.
I love the hop. So
dude, that shit. You just get done putting 10 pounds of shit into a 5-pound sack. It's got to go somewhere. And that's the easiest. Yeah, that's the easiest way for me to get out of position. I'm just gone like a freight train. That's it. That's it. You know how hard it is for me to get to that bar? Like, I'm not. Dude, if I was like literally a foot, yeah, if I was a foot shorter, I'd be perfectly round. Like, there's no lie. But, like, yeah. My chin is running into my chest. My guts running into my kneecaps. Yeah.
Oh,
but like after I get done with the heavy deadlift, I'm like I'm waiting for my soul to come back, and I'm like, slowly coming up. Meanwhile, you're like,
yeah, see ya.
Yeah, man.
Gotta go.
All right. Since we're laughing already, somebody wants to know if you're even able to get on top because you're such a large human.
Yeah. That's a dumb question. Yeah. Of course.
Functional.
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Exactly. And I'm fully convinced my wife has a titanium pelvis because you know what 5.5 inches coming at you with 400 pounds behind you feels like? Like, no, thank you. Like, that's got to be crazy. I could only imagine that pelvis is taking a beat.
You gotta keep the good anniversary gifts coming.
Anniversary gifts. Dude, we
Oh.
got married. Yeah, we got married the day after Valentine's Day. So I knocked out 2 birds with 1 stone on that one.
You smart fucker.
Yeah, yeah, 1 gift. See ya.
All right. Quick. Well, before we go to the next question, how do you do that? You just be like, all right, I got you on the 15th, or like for Valentine's Day too, you just skip it, or like you just say, fuck it, we gonna go all out on the 14th.
Hey, when are you not working? Hey, when am I not working? Let's go out. Damn, we're pretty damn busy people, so it's just like whenever we can. But it's like the 14th. Like I'll buy flowers on the 14th and give her the necklace on the 15th. It's like, ta-da, love you, bye.
Get 2 Valentine's gifts and split it.
Right.
That's what I got. Got you.
Yeah, perfect. So it's like, I don't know. My wife and I have been married 3 years now, and like we've had more hallway sex than anything, just because it's like we're passing each other in the hallway. It's like fuck you, and we go like I go to bed and she goes to work, or just the opposite. She's going to bed and I'm going to work. Wow, busy, man.
You guys,
it sounds like me in the
you
morning.
guys can fit in a hallway.
It's a big hallway.
Wow.
To move in it is impressive.
Wait, before you ask the next one, Dan, honestly, how hard is it sitting on a plane?
Oh.
No, I'm always the last one on. Always. I wait until they're like, gates closing, and then I walk on, and the stewardess sees me walk through the door that I'm almost bigger than, and she's like, oh, sir, we have an aisle for you. And they put me in an aisle by myself.
Okay.
It's not horrible. Or I bring my wife, and I get half of her chair, too. So,
Same.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not that horrible. But there was one time I went to American, and I was flying American constantly, and they just gave me my own seat extender. They're like, "Sir, this is yours. Have a good day." So I got one of those. Yeah.
Dan has his own seat extender. You should sell that too, like the Dan Bell brand seatbelt extender. Oh, you sell belts? No, not a weightlifting belt. This is a seatbelt.
Seatbelt extender. That's too good.
I got an interesting one. Wraps versus sleeves, which is harder for you? I know my answer, but I don't know what yours is.
Sleeves harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
why are wraps harder to you?
I just I'm good at wraps, but I don't enjoy wraps. I just fucking hate wraps. Like I enjoy squatting in sleeves, but every time I go to a sleeve meet, I end up fucking something up before I get there. So
sleeves. There's a lot less stress with sleeves because you're not counting on somebody else to wrap your knees. You're not counting on timing it perfect. You're not counting on the wrap being perfect. I've just been in wrap. I started in wraps and I was good at wraps. I think I've honestly done like 5 sleeve meets total. It's probably a little more than that, but I can't remember. But sleeves, with me, I got to be a little bit narrower, and then the timing on the rebound matters a little bit more for me. So I'm slow coming down, but I got to be faster coming up, if that makes sense. So it's just different timing for me and changing it, trying to go back and forth. I agree with you there with the wraps. With you being as wide as you are, though, that's got to be a chore. But with wraps, you got to get like a callus on your knee almost. Like, so there's a lot of times where I'll start prep like 16 weeks out and just like self wrap so it doesn't suck so bad when I get somebody else to hit me with them.
Yeah.
I might give that a try.
Yeah.
I feel like we're kind of like the exact opposite because I started in sleeves and I've done only like maybe 5 meets and wraps. So I think me having to switch over from how I was squatting the sleeves and switch over to wraps is like I have to get my mind back into it. So,
yeah,
It is, but
yeah.
regardless, both of you are more efficient and stronger in reps. Like,
Oh, big time.
yeah, you guys get
Big time.
huge help out of reps. Yeah,
Yeah, everybody's like, oh, you probably get 100 pounds out of your reps. I'm like, honestly, I think it's more. like, you know, I know it's somewhere equivalent to, but like, I really think I can get more than 100 pounds out of the reps. Just depends on who's pulling on them and how much halo they had that day.
Is there anybody have you ever been wrapped too tight?
Yeah. Danny Tinajero got me too tight one time, and that was the last time I had him wrap me, just because it was awful.
Yeah,
Like, it was awful because the one right above the knee was the tightest one, and I had no flexion. Like, I think we had 1036 on, and like I quarter squatted it worse than I normally quarter squat it, and I'm like, this leg won't go down any farther. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And he's laughing in the corner. I'm like, fuck you, man.
that's fucked up.
That was a nice thing about Steph. He was so meticulous on the way the reps went, but the guy also got 10 revolutions out of 2.5.
Jesus.
So it's like, on my leg. Yeah,
on your leg,
exactly. Yeah. And he's the only guy. Yeah, he's the only guy I know that would take Halo just to wrap knees. It's like, oof, pretty fucking serious, bro. Yeah. He's in the corner sniffing ammonia, taking Halo with just to wrap knees. I'm like, damn, bro.
He's in prep. He's in prep too. He's got a peak for
full-time job.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had somebody wrap me too tight. There was one time I went to a gym to try out some wraps. I was just there, and the guy wrapped me in some the chokers a while back, and that I think he just wrapped them super tight to fuck with me, and that wasn't very fun because they were abrasive as shit. But Andy, you've wrapped me a fuck ton of times, and it's always super tight. But I've never had anybody wrap me, and I'm like, okay, I can't do this. Or
there's tight, but then you can also wrap like wrong, and it hurts without even being that tight.
Yeah. I've never had somebody wrap me just like all in one fucking spot. And it's like I can't move my leg, dog.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
You are more concentrated around your knee, aren't you? Like your cap, like your knee cap.
Yeah, capping like a little. I like mine a little higher up on my quad. Just because it feels like my quad's gonna fall out if it's not like actually covered, at least with like two layers.
I tell everybody that I actually start at the bottom of my kneecap.
That's what I do.
And go four up from there.
I do double cross on Chad. I do.
Okay. Yeah, we go just 4 single up, and then cross, and then one more around the top, but even higher than the fourth one, because I like it like as close to my single as we can get it. But yeah.
I see a lot of people that they wrap like damn near down their shin. I'm just like, ain't shit bending down there, man.
Well, that's where they fuck up people's calves too, because it's too low.
Yeah. Like you got all that pressure on the calf for what?
Yeah.
But yeah, fuck them reps. I won't keep doing it, but
well, Dan's now in Iron Rebel sleeves, so he's gonna squat 1,000.
I saw that shit.
Yeah. Dude, I was like dreading I put one on in the garage like the night that I got them from you, and I was like, okay, hey, we're ahead of the Inzers already because I couldn't get that shit over my foot.
Yeah,
and then put my straps on and pulled it up to my knee, and I'm like, all right, no back cramps just yet. We're in the clear. And then I took it off, and then I went Sunday or last Saturday. Went over there. Slid the other one on. I'm like, hey, this is pretty nice. I can dig this. Yeah. And then I put them up, because I had them folded right at my kneecap.
Yeah,
I folded them up, and I was like, okay. Like I couldn't bend. Like it was like walking in wraps.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is different. Like, yeah. No, I think they're gonna be good.
Did you get 6? Did you wear the 5X or 6X?
No, I didn't take the 5s out of the sack. I went straight for the 6s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
good.
they're still pretty tight.
No,
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah.
yeah. I wonder if it's the taper that makes them fold on the backside. Have you heard of that?
It's our taper is different than Inzer's because they're more exaggerated taper in the middle. So I like you, I couldn't even get over my foot.
Yeah.
So and it cuts people's back of the knees a lot because it's so much tighter there. And then everyone's legs shape different, obviously. So some people love the Inzers,
100%.
and so whatever.
Yeah, yeah. You don't go like normal people don't go from a 19-inch freaking kneecap to a 34-inch quad.
No,
Yeah, it's just not.
no, no, no.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we'd have to make a special one just for you. Yeah, if yeah,
Uh,
it's gonna come down a little bit just because your quads are so big. So
well, even the SBDs were doing that too.
yeah,
So it's just like it's normal. I fold them down when I get done squatting, and then I pull them back up and get them right in place when I want to, right before I go squat.
yeah,
It's like routine. It's like routine now.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, it's definitely going to be a game changer. Hopefully, it's just getting used to them, and that it's not even a thicker, but that stiffer neoprene. I was like really surprised the hell out of me once it was on. Like I saw him with the Enzers, and I sold mine to Shane, and then he got the Iron Rebel ones, and he told me about them, and I was like, oh shit. And then of course you messaged me, and I was like, yeah, game on. So yeah, it seems like they're definitely gonna be a good product, but yeah, I'm excited.
yeah. It is. I mean, they're like we're the second one to it, and I think Ghost and A7 are releasing them too. So, but there's
Frank,
that's just like the new. It's gonna be the new normal. So
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Frank Daddy, whatever. He's with the chokers.
Oh,
He got some. Yeah,
Brandon. Yeah,
Brandon. Yeah, that's right. Brandon and Franklin.
yeah.
Yeah, he got some too, and they're pretty thick. He was talking to me about them a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I really want. I think honestly, I think Pioneers. If it goes the way I want it to, I think that's gonna be my last one in wraps, and then or in sleeves. Sorry.
Sleeves. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll definitely be my last one in sleeves. I think I honestly want to say almost I'm at that point now where it's like even if it doesn't go exactly the way I want it to go, it'll still be my last one. But yeah, my mind changes like my wife's attitude, so it's hard to go.
I feel you. I think like I've been telling people I'm open to it, but like I think American Pro is probably one of my last ones. I don't know.
Yeah.
Making progress is so hard now at my age, and
Yeah.
the process is not as fun anymore. And honestly, like I just like going to meets now and hang out with everybody, and
Yeah.
not having the pressure to lift is kind of cool now. And my body's falling apart, so fuck it.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. Yeah, and not getting any younger. I mean, I know my records are gonna fall. I'm not scared of that. I'm not scared. I'm not even scared of not staying relevant. It's just the pressure and the nonsense that's a lot of the hype gets put on something that's already stressful. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
this isn't why you're doing powerlifting, Dan. You didn't fall in love with the sport for this kind of nonsense 10 years ago. But it's, like I said, I'm getting to be that grumpy old asshole now, and I'm okay with it.
But nowadays, would you say? I mean, obviously, financially, that is one of the motivations. Maybe as far as which meets the pick, right?
Oh, big
That's not
time,
why you
yeah.
lift, right?
No, and like last year with competing that as much as I did, that was just a money chase. I really wasn't. The Ghost, I hit 25:03, and then Clash of Columbia hit 25:13. I was just kind of doing what I wanted to do to get that cake.
Yeah.
Well, money chasing, like kind of what Dave Tate said on his podcast. Then you got to look at the meat director and see if that's what they're running the meat for. If they just want the biggest name guys to come get the cash, then that's okay, and that works out for me. But not so much for the younger crowd or the other crowd or like the dots, I guess you could say. You know, it's just like, if I don't see why we don't have like, a $100,000 pod at the American Pro.
Yeah.
With the rosters that they got, it's like even last year they had a damn good roster. Just like I feel like it would be better, but I don't know. Then we get into the Wilkes and the Dots debate, and I could tell you how I hate both of them till I'm blue in the face, but it wouldn't do any no damn good. So
Yeah.
that's just how it goes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to American Pro. I don't know how much money's going to be on the line, but
You're not gonna know until you get the check, yeah.
Yeah, and I've come to terms with it. I'm just like, whatever, fuck it. I'm going for the experience. It's a cheap trip, at least. The entry fee wasn't cheap, but the trip is cheaper than most. It's in the middle of bumfuck Virginia, and it's a cheap flight. You get an Airbnb for $20 a night, damn near, and it beats the hell out of going to Miami. So,
no, 100%.
Are you gonna go do it, Dan, or are you gonna be focused on training?
It's
last weekend of October. No. Last weekend of October.
Yeah,
27th. 27th. Yeah. Is that when you compete?
That was the same weekend I was supposed to be competing in Australia.
Oh damn.
Yeah, but if I'm not, or if they move it to December with Half Thor, then I mean I'd be open to it, especially maybe about 6 weeks out. It'd probably be a good little push for me,
Yeah. Or you could just hop in and do a training meet.
Yeah. Well, that depends on what super heavyweights would be there. But that'd be interesting. Mika, he actually got a hold of me a couple weeks ago, and he was like, "Hey, I want you and Thor to go head to head in American Pro," and I'm like, "Hey, not for 3,500."
No.
And then he kind of laughed, and he's like, "No," I was like, "No, I think there's already something set up for the Australia." So he's like, "Oh, okay, I hear you. Thanks, man." So that was about it. But it's I'll definitely try to go. I tried going last year. I really want to see what House would do. Surprising.
Hey, beat me. So.
All right. Any more questions? Any good ones?
Let me see. We hit all the big ones. I know we kind of run up on time. Somebody asked if you want to be at the pro. We already know we just talked about that. And we get on a little fun one. Somebody wants to know what your record beer drinking after competing was. I guess so the most you've had at a meet is how many beers you knocked back.
The 2606, I had 37 beers from like 9:30 a.m. that day until 12:01 that night, and then I continued drinking until 4:30 because I had like 60 chicken McNuggets. I wasn't going to sleep; like I was just fucking wired. Cleaning the Airbnb.
The halo is still kicking in.
yeah, exactly.
Shit after.
Exactly. No, I never sleep good after a meet.
No.
Yeah, dude, I was pounding those chicken McNuggets like one at a time, just throwing them back like they were nothing. It was a good day. Yeah, you get that point where they just taste like cardboard. You can't get enough barbecue sauce on them.
Yeah.
So like whatever.
Yeah.
There's nothing but empty calories right now, anyways.
Hell yeah. Well, that's all the silly and serious questions I got.
All right. That's cool. All right, Dan, we won't take much more of your time. Thanks for joining us from work
gentlemen.
In your hell yeah, man. Florida boy.
In your jumpsuit over there.
I'm trying not to get ran over. That's it. Anytime, fellas. Appreciate y'all.
All right, appreciate it. Yeah, good luck. I don't know. I might try and make it to that meet, but I got a lot of traveling to do. But if I don't see you, good luck, buddy.
Appreciate it, big guy. You're good to see you. Take care, Chad. Hopefully, let's hook up soon.
Yes, sir. Take it easy, bro.
All
right. Good night, Dan. Cool. Let me stop this.